is Shannon Hanson. I'm here with Chief Zacharias at UTD.
I'm the Chief of Police here at UT Dallas, and been here just over 8 years, and it's a real challenge sometimes to work the pedestrian and traffic safety, but I think we do a real good job with it.
So probably one of the biggest problems we have with pedestrians is they allow themselves to become distracted. So they get out of class, they've got someone they want to text, they get on their phones, they get in a text conversation back and forth, don't pay much attention to the world that's going on around them, so they walk in front of bicycles, they walk in front of cars, they just really don't pay a whole lot of attention. Our drivers are pretty good about looking out for pedestrians, but our pedestrians are not that good about looking out for cars. So we're at JSOM now, and this is Loop Road East. What we have here are 3 designated crosswalks, and we have 2 main parking lots, both that have their own entrance and exit. And then further up the road we have Armstrong, which has cars going northbound that also want to go to the right towards the parking structure and to the left back towards these parking lots. We have cars going in multiple directions, cars coming out of parking lots wanting to make left turns because they can't because the traffic's backed up, and cars wanting to get out but they can't because everybody stopped for pedestrians. So that is one of the things that really challenges us about this particular location is there's only one way in and out of these parking lots for the most part. Now this M lot over here has got a backside, but everybody wants to come out this side. We've been having a couple of officers work over here pretty regularly in the evening just to keep things flowing. And one of the ways they do this is they put cones out here and they force everybody in this lane to turn right. And what that does, it allows everybody coming out to turn here and be protected and not have to worry about what those cars are doing.
That's true.
So they get a protected right turn, so they get out of the parking lot that much easier. Okay, so here we are pulling up to Franklin Jennifer at Rutford. So what's the first thing you notice?
People are just going every which way.
Yeah.
There's no order to it,
Sure.
and there's no sidewalk there.
That's the biggest thing. And you can see the sign over there, why are you walking in the street? On either side we have signs to direct people to the sidewalks, but the biggest contributor right here is the construction, because it's closed off 2 sidewalks. So then what happens is you've got one of our heavily used buildings, ECS, the engineering building, and then you've got pedestrians that don't use the crosswalk. Walk diagonally across, don't use the crosswalks. So this is actually relatively calm. So imagine what this looks like at 9 o'clock in the morning. In the first few days of classes, we literally had to get out here and direct traffic, stop pedestrians, and let the traffic come through, stop the traffic, let the pedestrians go through. You know, if a car starts out into the intersection lawfully, and a pedestrian walks out in front of them diagonally, the pedestrian can actually be charged with the accident. Fail to yield right away to traffic. So pedestrian does not automatically always have the right-of-way if someone else already had it first. One thing that we've got here is a brand new parking structure that's got, I think, 1,200 parking spaces. So it's a destination. The other thing that's a destination is the lot we just came from, Lot J. People wanting to go down and park Lot J, or that's the way they're going for some reason to the School of Management. So we've got a 4-way stop, and each direction has its own left-hand turn lane. So what does that mean? So from each direction, each car has 3 choices of where they can go. Straight, left, or right. Times 4 is 12 different directions of traffic movement. Most people don't look at it that way. Then you throw in crosswalks, and now you got pedestrians going 8 different ways. So that's 20 different directions of different types of movement competing at one crosswalk. And I suspect that next fall, this will be one of the intersections where we end up having to assign an officer for a couple of class changes. So as we go up here, we find another one of our problems, which is construction.
Construction's everywhere.
Really shuts us down for a while. So now we have two-way traffic in one lane, which also includes pedestrians, bicyclists, and skateboarders. So this is all for the new science building. And these in-street signs, the pedestrian crossing signs, we just started putting those up in all the crosswalks about a year ago. And then the other thing we've done is at the four-way stops, like where we were by the parking structure there, we've also put a pedestrian placard underneath the stop sign just to remind people it's a pedestrian crossing as well. And the other thing that we always have to remind people is bicyclists and skateboarders that are on the street have to obey the traffic laws. So they've got to stop at stop signs, they've got to yield to pedestrians.
What are some things you think could be improved or you would like to see improved here at UTD?
We really need to look at putting an entrance into the M lots off of University Boulevard so that they don't have to go all the way up to the circle. If they can get into the M lots without having to go up, it will reduce that congestion significantly. So that is something we're actually looking for. The other thing that we've noticed is, 3 years ago at 3:45, we wouldn't have seen a class change with this many students. And now we see class changes like this in this part of the mall all the way up to 5:30, sometimes 6 o'clock. And we're getting big. We're not a small commuter school anymore. We are a large campus with over 27,000 students and almost 6,000 that live right on campus or on the perimeter of the campus. And so it's busy.